welcome to
Queen Fabulous. Let's talk about it.
Queen Fabulous. Let's talk about it. I'm Queen,
And I'm fabulous.
and we're back. Yay! We're back. Oh, listen, we had to take a break, and we're gonna explain that to you. Wasn't nothing bad, or anything really tragic happened. It was just the fact that we were overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're going to be talking about today, being overwhelmed, what path to take in order to, keep yourself, like your psyche intact because, life and things can just happen without you even realizing it, and you're kind of out of control and out of touch for a minute. So listen, we're back,
Right.
okay, and we're in our right minds. Don't get me wrong, we're in our right minds now. We just needed to take a break for the mind, soul, and body.
Right.
All right. So listen, I hope everybody's doing well out there. I hope you're doing good. I hope life is good. Life is good over here,
Yeah.
but we're happy to be back. We're happy to be with you again. It's been a little bit. Sorry we didn't, check in, but sometimes, we need not to check in. We just
Mm-hmm.
need to get it together so when we do check back in, we can be, kind of solid. All right. So go ahead, talk to me,
I feel like
fabulous.
we've been on vacation or
Oh
something.
my.
This is a
Yes.
much needed break.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
much needed vacation because
Mhm.
it can get overwhelming. And you don't
Mhm.
want that, and you don't want, things to start feeling like it's,
Mm.
repetitive.
Right. Exactly.
We're
Exactly.
big on authenticity over here.
Yeah.
And we just needed that pullback.
Yeah. And I'm glad we pulled back because I feel refreshed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel ready to go now. You know what I mean? And so, how are you guys doing out there? Are you okay? Have you
Right.
been okay? Did you miss us? We want you to feel, like we are a part of your family because you're definitely a part of ours. And I know that we're not the only ones that feel this way. I'm pretty sure that people, have been overwhelmed and, they don't know which path to take. And sometimes they take the wrong path,
Right, right.
And so when you're feeling overwhelmed, I feel, this is just my opinion, I feel that you really do need to pull back and you
Mm-hmm.
need to just say, listen, I'm shutting out the noise, I'm closing all the windows, the doors, and I'm just gonna, kind of get into myself.
Right. You have
Sometimes
to.
we need to, get into ourselves. We know so much more about other people, but we don't even know who we are. You
That's
know what
it.
I mean? So I think that, we did the right thing by kind of pulling out and just saying, listen, we need time, just to regroup.
Yeah, just to regroup,
Yeah.
like reevaluate, do
Yeah.
some self examinations,
Yeah.
just to make
Yeah.
sure is this what I should be doing? Like, is it
Exactly.
working? What can we do
Exactly.
to be better? So you need to pull
Exactly.
back sometimes just for those
Yes.
type of thought processes.
Exactly. To be
Mhm.
better,
Mhm.
you won't. When we know better, we do better.
That's it.
But we can't do good when we're tired
Mm-mm.
and we're burnt out and we're stressed out and we just we living on borrowed time type
Mhm.
thing. What I mean? We gotta tap into what's going on with us. I mean, I know for myself, I could be so overwhelmed at times, but I just got to get it done. I feel like I just got to get it
Mhm.
done and keep going because sometimes we live for other people like that.
Mhm.
What are they going to say? How are they going to feel about us being absent? Things can't run without us being there. We've
That's
got to
it.
be there,
Yeah.
but that's not always the case. Sometimes we just have to let things fall where they are, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I tell you one thing, we're gonna come back with our sanity.
That's it. Ain't
you
nobody in no padded
know?
rooms over here.
Okay. So at the end of the day, we gotta put ourselves first.
Yes. Yep.
Right,
Yep.
Fabulous?
And I think you shouldn't feel guilty for that.
No
Like that was something I used to
way.
battle with, feeling guilty with putting myself first,
Of
or
course.
focusing on myself and making sure my mind and heart is
Exactly.
aligned. Just be like, I
Exactly.
gotta be there for everybody else, but if you fall
Exactly.
out somewhere, you ain't gonna be there for nobody anyway.
That's it right there, because we can't be everybody's
Mm-mm.
everything,
No.
and
Mm-mm.
we shouldn't want to be,
Mm-mm.
that's not the way God designed it to be,
No.
when we're in life, we know life can throw a lot of things at us, but the Lord won't put no more on us than we can bear. That's why He
Amen.
wants us to cast our cares on Him,
Mm-hmm.
because He knows that we can't handle it. We just can't. We're gonna give out. Like I said, we're gonna burn out. We're gonna stress out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not gonna be good for nobody,
No.
not even ourselves. You know what I mean?
No.
So we have to take the time to say, listen, I'm feeling a little too tired. I don't want to do this today.
Right.
I don't want to, you know what I mean? And just go somewhere and get you a nice hot cup of tea or coffee, or, sit and read
Yes.
and just, what is it? Decompress.
That's what
That's
it
the word I
is.
was
Yep.
trying to look for.
Decompress.
And decompress,
You have
and
to.
just go ahead and, you know, listen, there's more time behind us than there is in front of us. So we
Mm-hmm.
got to redeem the
We
time.
definitely
And
do.
I don't want to redeem my time stressed out.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I want, there's so much more for us to explore. It's so many other topics we need to come back on, our podcast with,
Right. Right. Right.
and we gotta do what's right. We gotta take
Mm-hmm.
time to rest.
And show up for yourself.
Exactly. I
That's a
like
part of
that.
decompress. You
I
gotta show
like
up for
that. Yeah,
yourself.
show up for us,
Yeah.
because people not gonna show up for you.
Mm-mm.
You know what people gonna do? They're gonna drain you.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna pull at you until there's just nothing else to pull at. And then when they get finished doing that, they're gonna go to the next
Go
person.
right over to the next
You
person.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
true.
Fabulous, talk to me.
So I mean I could wholeheartedly understand because
Sure.
I've been like really tired.
Me
I have
too.
been like tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mentally tired. Not even just
Sure.
physically, like mentally tired to the point where
Mhm.
like I realized even with laying down my brain was still racing and it's like, wait a minute, you gotta
Mhm.
stop. Like
Mhm. Oh yes. Oh
what are you
yes.
thinking about this for and
Of
that for?
course.
And
Of
I felt like I
course.
wasn't even completing thoughts without moving on to
Exactly.
something else. That's not
Exactly.
good. Like,
Exactly. It's really
it's not
not.
healthy.
And
It's not.
there you go. It's not healthy.
Mm-mm.
It's not healthy because we tend, and I think we talked about this a little bit ago. As women, we tend to be that mother figure to
Mm-hmm.
everybody. Everybody can come to us. We have all the answers. If we don't have the answers, we'll go find them.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make everybody else's life
Easier.
easier and perfect,
Mm-hmm.
when we're falling apart over
Yep.
here. You know what I mean? So we have to really take out the time, and I'm gonna do that from now on. I'm gonna take out some me time.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel like doing it, I'll do it. If I don't, I'm not doing it.
That's it. And I
I'm
think you
just
gotta
not
learn to
doing
be
it.
okay with it.
And be
Learn to
okay
be
with it.
okay with, you know what,
Absolutely.
I'm not doing it today.
I'm just not doing it today. So listen, we love you out there. Trust
Yes.
that. And listen, I want to say this too. Even in our journey, on our downtime, we did lose people in our
Mm-hmm.
lives. I lost an aunt. Fabulous.
I lost an uncle.
She lost an uncle. And
Yeah.
so we've been dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're glad to be back.
Right.
We're glad that you're here. We hope that you're there. And we're not going nowhere.
No. Mm-mm.
We're here, to stay. But just know that there might be times when we just take some time just to relax and regroup and come back because we want to be good for, we want to be the best we can be for you guys
That's
out
it.
there.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? So we glad that we're back. This wasn't meant to be a long podcast today, but we just wanted to kind
Pop
of
in, yeah.
pop in and reintroduce ourselves. We don't want you to forget about us.
Right.
Because we didn't forget about you, okay? So listen, Fabulous, anything else you want to say before we...
The only thing I want to say before we wrap this up
Yeah.
is just be okay with showing up for you. Do
Yeah.
not feel guilty when it's
Yeah.
time to decompress and unplug.
Yeah.
Pull the
yeah.
plug and fall back sometimes
Yeah.
because you need you
Yeah.
to show up anyway.
Absolutely.
Without
Absolutely.
you ain't showing up for no one.
Nobody.
Especially if you're not doing it for yourself. You gotta
Absolutely.
learn to do it for yourself and don't feel
Absolutely.
bad about it.
And we're not gonna feel bad. I don't feel bad over here, guys. I feel good. I feel better. I got some rest. You know what I mean? And I was able to, find out a few things about myself.
Right, right,
That I
yeah.
didn't even realize. So I'm okay over here, and we want you to be okay out there. Okay, so just like Fabulous said, make sure you show up. Be able to show up for you. All right, and then if you can show up for you, then you'll be able to show up for somebody else.
Right.
All right, so listen, we're going to get up out of here. We're going to wrap this up. Listen, our podcast starts on Mondays. We're here on Mondays, and it really supposed to start at 2 o'clock.
Right.
We're a little bit late today. Okay. We're a little bit late. But next week, we're going to be on time.
Yes.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Come
2
back,
o'clock.
guys.
Be
2
back
o'clock
with us
next
at 2
Monday.
o'clock, okay? All right, listen, I'm Queen.
And I'm Fabulous.
And we'll see you next week, same time, now 2 o'clock, Monday,
Yes.
okay? We'll see you then, okay? Be blessed. Much love.
Bye.
Bye.